$50 oil price here to stay, and how do OPEC and Russia feel about that price?
I would say we would see volatility either side of $50. My thinking is that I think both Riyadh and Moscow are probably resigned to the fact that they could have an intervention here or there, but this sort of mid-range 50 price, either side of 50, whether we're talking $45, $5 below, or 55 on the higher side, is probably here to stay for the medium term.
It's believed that OPEC was a cartel created to keep oil prices high. So why have the oil markets been under pressure over the last couple of years?
I think the term cartel, applying it to OPEC over the last 5 years, is a bit farcical, and it's probably much of it's down to OPEC's own making. When we noticed that the price was creeping up to $115 following the global financial crisis, and then from June 2014 onwards, when the price started sliding, OPEC, if it is a cartel anymore, has been the most dysfunctional cartel ever. Is that they come together, they give the impression that there will be an agreement, and we have 3 such episodes this year in 2016 alone. That they come together, they'll promise something to the market, they'll overpromise and underdeliver. It's that sort of a scenario. So yes, the original intention was that it's a cartel, it was constituted as a cartel, but there's so many dissenting voices, especially the Saudis and the Iranians not getting along with each other, that at the present moment in time, it's the most dysfunctional cartel ever.
Will Saudi Arabia allow oil prices to be kept at that $50 mark?
I think the old Saudi strategy was to keep hold of market share. But now, given their own precarious finances, I'm not saying that they're in financial trouble, it's just that we've seen them approach the bond markets, we've seen them tap into their foreign currency reserves. At this point in time, the precarious position of the Saudis is that they also want the price to stay at least at $50, preferably $60. So how do they reconcile that objective is what will shape the discourse of the oil market for the next 12 months, because they want a higher price, but they don't want to lose their market share with India and China and so on. And balancing that will be very, very tricky.
Is OPEC dead?
No, not quite. OPEC still accounts for at least 33 million barrels per day. They ramped it up to 36 and 37. So, like I said, with the Saudis at the heart of OPEC, the only recognized classic global swing producer, albeit with several caveats given that the non-OPEC production. With the Saudis at the heart of OPEC, I don't think OPEC is dead. It still accounts for about 1/3 of global production, and that's a lot of volume.
Who are the big players in OPEC, and do they really control the price?
The Saudis and the Iranians are the 2 big players, followed by the Iraqis. They control the price, but within reason. It's not quite like it was in the 80s and the 90s.